I couldn't bounce ideas with actual business guys. I could bounce ideas from my friends who were into, other professions, but not an actual business brain, who has already done that, conquered that. So my fear or my hesitation came from there, but wanted to do business. I had to do business, but not at the risk of, uh, getting out of job scenario. So hi, I'm Aakanksh. I'm from Hyderabad originally, but settled in Delhi. Came to Australia in 2014 to do my masters. I came pretty late to Australia. I thought let's give it a chance to explore places outside of Australia, outside of India. Sorry. So yeah, that's when I came to Australia. 2014, did my masters in information systems from La Trobe University. And finished in 2016. From there onwards, I was in IT jobs in various roles. So I started as a help desk role, then moved up the ranks as senior analyst, functional analyst, solution lead. In my family, my mother and father are coffee addicts, like the filter coffee addicts. My sister, after getting married, she went to a Punjabi family. So there, the chai concept was there. So they were chai addicts. So I had flavors of both coffee and chai. But coming to Australia, I went into chai because the coffee here is a different coffee than, as you compare it with from India. So chai became the natural, the regular drink for the day. And then that's when I think 2015 or 16, I started drinking chai. And then I was into ginger chai, masala chai or cardamom chai. Those were the regulars, So more of a ginger chai person. So that's when my chai craving started. So one chai a day or two chai a day. But I used to have big mugs. I couldn't resist I couldn't just have just small cup. I had to have that big, jug mug kind of a utensil. So yeah, that's when my chai journey started. I think the idea germinated in my schooling days itself. The school I was in earlier, till I think 10th. So there were very few service class, families, students over there. Most of them were business. And then I used to see them, conduct themselves in a very carefree manner or very confident manner. I think so. At that time, I used to think, okay, that's very arrogant thing. But later on I realized that, okay, that's the confidence coming from a business background because, everything is all settled and the service industry, service person. There are these situations where you're not confident or you're not comfortable with. You're just living paycheck to paycheck. So that was the germination of a business started at around my early age, early teens. But I didn't pursue it later, But it was always there at the back of the mind that I have to do some business. Right. But in India, I didn't find any opportunity. I was not that curious, or at that time it just subsided. I didn't have a circle which was a business family. The campus which we were living in, it was all service, and we were all in the same age groups. My father was a scientist, so everyone was a scientist over there. And then we had the same mindset, same upbringing, same goals. So it never reoccurred again, the concept of business. So when I came to Australia, that's when, I felt kind of independence that, okay, I could do something, I could explore something of my own. So that's when I started researching about, okay, what all businesses I can do. From 2015 or 16 onwards, I started having chai. So whenever we used to go outside in a restaurant or in a cafe, we never used to get a real chai. We used to get that powder machine chai or chai latte, the drink which is closest to chai for Australians. But yeah, that craving was always there. So whenever we are going outside, we had to come home late night and then have a cup of chai and then sleep. So that was a bit of a trigger for me. But I never thought that I'll do a chai cafe. But since in parallel I was thinking of having some business, so I was researching a lot of businesses. What should I do? Then I think one of my friends who is into business here, so he said, whatever you like, just start doing that as a hobby, and then maybe it will grow up into a business. So then I started exploring internally, like what do I like. So then it seemed that everything merged, the love of chai and then business. So I thought, okay, and in parallel, in India, the chai was picking up. The chai cafes, the chai business was picking up. So everything merged, and then it's like, I have to do a chai business because there was a need here. We're not getting real chai. And then there might be more people like me who really like chai, and then there could be a demand for it. Techie, obviously I was in IT, so Techie, and then Chaiwala, it's a catchy name. So again, it's borrowed from India, Chaiwala, it's all, it's there everywhere. So yeah, I just merged it, Techie Chaiwala. I think initially just to think of an idea, okay, I just wanted to do a chai business, but how to do it, what to do, because I didn't have any business background. I didn't have a business, business friends or mentor or anyone to look up to. So all the friends around me were in IT or some other service. So I had to, initially the struggle was to create that business plan, what to do, is it a cafe, is it a food truck, or do I do catering, There was no one to guide me. So it took me almost 1 year to come up with something, I was just struggling myself. I was just thinking alone. And I was just taking notes in my diary. So I have around 3 diaries right now with all the ideas and what all things to do. Few of the things have been executed, but not all of them. So that was the initial struggle the first struggle was having an idea. I knew I had to do business, but which business? That idea was required. And then after that, what's the next step? Once you get an idea, what action, what's the next step after an idea? How do you start executing it? So that was the biggest challenge for me. And that's a challenge because I didn't have any circle. I didn't have a network earlier. I didn't have any business friends. So since I was doing this alone, thinking on my own, that was a struggle initially. So the stage from idea to the first step of, okay, what do I do? That took 1 year for me. So that was the first step. So from idea to execution, okay, what do I do? So there were different options, going into catering, food truck, or business, or a cafe. Then if you do the pros and cons of all of them, high investment in all the 3 cases, then I started doing just the catering. So I started advertising myself into, just doing masala chai and snacks, samosas and kachoris. Right. So I used to do events, function, family function, whatever I could manage. One major breakthrough was the South Indian musician, musical composer, M.M. Keerwani. He came to Melbourne, and then in parallel I got in touch with someone in Thai, like it's Telugu Association. So they gave me the opportunity, okay, this person is coming, and then there'll be a big function. They are into helping new businesses. So yeah, the first big break was through Thai, Telugu Association of Australia. And then, so that was a big event, around 1,000 people were there. And then I prepared around 100 liters of chai myself. And then, and got the supplies from samosas and kachoris. I got a friend of mine to support me at that time. So just 2 of us doing that big event. So that was the big confidence booster. Okay, yeah. That was. Have done it. Yeah, actually I've done it on a bigger scale. And then that also gave me confidence that, okay, I can do bigger events. not just family functions for 20-30 people. So that was a big boost. That I think that's the usual thing, right? Like the first step was from the family itself. Like, okay, we are not into business. We are service class people. It's the notion that business people are very aggressive, you know, because they have their own tensions and stuff, and the stress, everything comes out on the family. So that's the image of a businessman in India earlier. Not now. Now things have changed. You know, everyone wants to have their own startups, and then that startup culture has shot up right now. But earlier it was not the case. So the mindset came from that angle. So that was the family thing. But from the friends, since there were no one from the friend circle as well who was into business, so they were also skeptical. But again, they were my real friends, like close friends, were really supportive. Okay, just go with it, But their only caution was start small, see how you go, and then move forward. Started my social media, started engaging people. I learned a lot about social media, business, business planning, how to create a business plan, how to set up everything, Then I started looking at YouTube videos about how to, run a cafe business, run a food industry business. I had my food certificates, all those things lined up then. Since I was not into an original, I'm not a chef, so I had to learn through YouTube or from friends or from family members to all the items, all the menu items, recipes. So since I'm a foodie, I know the taste of how I would like to taste something, or how I would like customers to taste this. So at least that part I was clear. So I used to do all the tastings, and then whichever taste I liked, I just follow through. So when I started, it was a fusion of Hyderabad and Delhi, because I've been part of both. So I started with Hyderabadi biryani, idli vada, and then from Delhi I took kachori aloo, chole kulche, which are the street food. And then of course the chaat items. And apart from all the different varieties of chai, so we have ginger chai, masala chai, cardamom chai. So we introduced zafrani chai as well, which is the Hyderabadi special zafran, that's kesar chai. Then pepper chai, hari mirch chai, which is a green chili chai. You'll get a flavor of green chili. And so those khajur chai, so that's the dates chai. So these are different flavors. If people really want to experiment, these are also good. I think if I take my example, my fear came, or my hesitation to start a business came because I didn't have a support. Support in the sense, I didn't have a circle of a business. I couldn't bounce ideas with actual business guys. I could bounce ideas from my friends who were into, other professions, but not an actual business brain, who has already done that, conquered that, So my fear or my hesitation came from there. But I think different people would have different circumstances when they call it as a fear. It's just the hesitation, and then hesitation is just the risk-taking capacity, And then how eagerly or how anxiously you want to do certain things. In my case, I wanted to do business. I had to do business, but not at the risk of getting out of job scenario. So I could do something in parallel, and then so for new guys who are keen on doing things, start in parallel, start small, see how you go for 6 months, and then if you are really passionate about that particular idea or concept, then go big. So that would be my advice. Life is short, We think that life is going very slow, but it is really cruising. It's running in a 100-meter. It's like a Formula 1 racing. So life is moving very, very quick. And and we have limited time in which we are active. Let's say till 60 we might be active, or by 65. But the peak of your active life is very limited. So if you're not able to do whatever you want during that time, you have lost the game. So if you're really passionate about anything, just do it now or yesterday, I would say. The time was yesterday. So if you are lost yesterday, just do it today. Because there's nothing as future, because you never know, what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow there would be a different circumstance, different situation. You would never be able to do that. But if you have at least the slightest time available, just do it right now. Just think it down, paper it down, write it down on a piece of paper, on a diary, maintain a diary, and then just take one step at a time. Just take one action. Should be good.